Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're here with another video. And I know for most of y'all watching this, y'all either in high school, especially if you're junior or senior taking these classes. This is probably the worst season to be, AP season, where you just have tests on galore every single day, and it gets annoying pretty quickly. So today we're going to be talking about how we can maximize and how to get a 5 on either calculus AB or BC or CD or whatever the fuck you're taking, whatever you're taking, how to get a 5. And essentially, these are some of the tips that worked for me. Hopefully, they work for y'all as well. Because I was able to earn a 5 in BC as well as a 5 in AB. And those were the only 5s I got. So, if nothing else, then at least take away the credibility that I have. But essentially, the first tip that I have for y'all, and this is the most important one, is that the test is meant to be like a college level test to see if you're ready to, not ready, but if you've mastered material that in college that you will most definitely take, either if you're an engineer, business, finance, whatever, right? The goal of the test is to maximize points. That's my first tip. You're not going to go in there and get a perfect score unless your name is, I don't know, unless you're like 17 kids that got perfect scores. What you want to do is you want to maximize points in order to know that you got more points than nothing. So whether that be whether that be in the FRQ section, where if you're in a difficult FRQ, you skip it, go forward, do some easier ones, and then go back to the one that you've been struggling in, so you don't struggle in that for 50 minutes and then you have no time left for the other FRQs. And especially for MCQ, if you're stuck on a question, just skip it and move forward. Skip it and move forward. That's the best play, because you're not going to get a perfect score on this test. Respectfully, of course, you're not going to get a perfect score, and you shouldn't look to get a perfect score, but you should be looking at a point where you're able to comfortably do enough questions to know that you will get a 5, and whether or not you know you won't get a 5, but you know that you've maximized your points in order to get a 5. And essentially, this is where my second tip comes in. Be calm. I know this test is being taken at, 8 in the morning, and that fucking sucks, because no one wants to take a test at 8 in the morning. But here we are anyway, right? It happens. It's 8 in the morning. Yeah, you're tired as shit, because it's fucking Monday. No one wants to be up at 8 in the morning on a fucking Monday. But, essentially, you just have to be calm. Like, don't let the nerves take over you. You have to control your nerves. Be calm, be relaxed. Know that this test soon will be over, right? Because no matter how hard it can be at that moment, you just have to be calm and relaxed. You cannot panic. If you do panic, just try to get into a mentality where you're able to continue the test without panicking so much. It's way easier said than done. However, I believe that if you're calm, you're able to maximize points. But in order to be calm, you also have to be confident a little bit. This is where my third and final tip comes in. Practice FRQs mostly. So for this one, I wanted to say MCQs. However, I think FRQs help out in the long run. Since FRQs are mostly show your work, it's either you know how to derive the expression being asked in the test or you don't. And you don't have a formula sheet for A, B, and BC. You don't have a formula sheet. And even on the calculator sections, you don't have a formula sheet. So what you have to do is just go back into the AP classroom, see the FRQs that they have available. I know it was like, for us, it was the past 20 years, but now, unfortunately, they've only made it to the past 4 FRQs. So ask your teacher for more FRQ practice. Just do more practice, but especially on FRQs, because my philosophy is that if you're able to work out a problem and derive it and get the expression and get the answer all in an FRQ and be able to work out that problem, then you're able to do the same thing but much quicker in an MCQ. Because for MCQ, you're not going to waste a lot of time on the question. There's about, I don't remember how much, it was like 30, 40 MCQ questions or possibly even more. And the goal of the MCQ is to just be that, a multiple choice question. You can guess, you can not guess, but at the same time, you don't have to show your work, essentially, what I'm saying. But that makes you lazy. So just practice FRQs. Because if you practice FRQs, then you'll be able to do the same question, but an MCQ version where it's shorter and easier. And here's my final surprise tip. Be confident. And also, don't forget your theorems. If you're listening to this right now, about what, today's Friday, it's about 3 days before the AP test, make some flashcards. So essentially, when I was in high school, our teachers did have to make us do flashcards. That helped us significantly, I cannot lie, because it helped us remember the formulas, it helped us remember the theorems that we needed to do, such as product rule, quotient rule, integrals, integration by parts, partial decomposition, limits to infinity by integrals, whatever. Always make flashcards and always look to review and test yourself on these flashcards, because if you cannot retrieve and pull out a formula on your test, you're just fucked. I mean, like, genuinely, like, I'm not even kidding around. Like, it gets to a point where you have to remember these formulas by heart, and unfortunately, you're gonna have to do memorization. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, you can derive the whole expression, but I think you're gonna have to be Euler, Leibniz, or Bernoulli, or someone of that genius caliber in order to derive the expression. So make yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Just be confident, and don't forget the formulas to make yourself some flashcards. Right? Whether that's physical, Quizlet, whatever else you have, make some flashcards. Remember the formulas, theorems, whatever else. You'll be fine. So these are my 4 tips of how to get a 5. This is how I got a 5. Obviously, some methods might work different with other people, but I believe that if you follow the first 3, actually, if you follow all of these, I think you'll be fine. As long as you know how to maximize points, as long as you know how to skip a question, come back to it when you've done all the other questions, and you have to be calm as well. Practice some FRQs. Repetition is key in this case, because you just want to repeat question after question after question until it's muscle memory. And then it becomes easy after that. And in order to actually practice some FRQs, you do need to make some flashcards. Just remember some formulas. So this is how to get a 5 by yours truly. Thank you for watching. And 3 days from now, I think it's Monday. So good luck to y'all. Hopefully y'all all get 5s. If not, hopefully y'all all get 4s. Good luck to y'all though. Hey, and to my future viewers that are watching like years upon end, hopefully y'all take this advice seriously. Please, it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot because I was able to skip college credit. I was able to get college credit for classes that I didn't need to take. So definitely do these. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.